I present the Marietta Area Chamber of Commerce Ambassador of the Year Award this year to our dear friend, David Howell. David was, for those of you who know David, he lost a month-long battle to COVID back in December of 2020. December was only 9 months ago. It was a tough month, for sure, the last year. But the December before last actually holds one of my favorite memories of David. The ambassadors were all taking shifts helping host the annual Christmas party at the Chamber of Commerce. And although David's shift was from 6 to 7, he showed up early as he always did, and he was the last one to leave the party, as he always was. That evening, he brought his wife, Cheryl, and 2 of his granddaughters, Sydney and Carly, and his daughter, Jennifer. As kids do, they made friends with other chamber members' children and proceeded to do theatrics and gymnastics all around the Christmas tree and under tables and on top of tables. And Carly, being the youngest, struggled to execute well, or at all, some of the tumbling stunts. But David, being the proud grandpa that he was, encouraged her and applauded her and took great delight in Carly's efforts. He was tickled by her endeavors and laughed lovingly as she performed for him over and over again. The reason that I share that story this evening is because it really defines who David was, a family man. Oh sure, if you knew David, you knew he was a salesperson. He was an award-winning salesperson at Suddenlink for 23 years. He was an award-winning salesperson at WTAP for about 3 years. He's also a car enthusiast, loves Corvettes, loves 64 Impalas, plays about 5 different instruments, quite the musician, and basically a semi-professional photographer. I mean, his accomplishments go on and on. But if you knew David at all, you knew that, above all, he was about family first. His wife, Cheryl, of 43 years, his 2 daughters, Danielle and Jennifer, his son-in-law, Brett, and those grandkids, Carly, Sydney, Gabby, and Brady, came first in every aspect of his life. Several times he would have to call me and say, or I'm not going to be able to make it to that ribbon cutting or to that business after hours because the kids need pop. And that's what came first. David was also a faithful ambassador for the last 5 years. An ambassador not only for WTAP, with whom he was working, but for the Chamber of Commerce. When David made a commitment to anything, he gave 100%. With attendance at over 125 chamber events over the course of his 5 years as an ambassador, he is well deserving of the Ambassador of the Year Award. And I wish he were here so we could present it to him and shake his hand. Although he would protest and he'd say, oh no, there are other far more deserving, because that was just the kind of guy that David was. Instead, I'm going to shake the hand of what he would call his better half, accepting the Ambassador of the Year Award presented posthumously to David Howell are his wife Cheryl, his daughter and son-in-law Danielle and Brett Alphin, and daughter Jennifer Tice, and Carly's at gymnastics practice. So will you welcome with us Cheryl and her family as they accept this award. When I talked to Cheryl about this award, she said, oh, don't ask me to say a word. Don't ask me to say a thing. And I said, don't worry, one of your daughters will. And I figured it'd be Danielle.
All right, thank you so much. May I hug you?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. So, wow. We always knew how much my sister and I loved my father, how much also loved and valued him, and he would be up here telling dad jokes. I don't have any good ones. But on behalf of myself, my sister, mom, and husband, we just want to truly say thank you so much. This is such an honor, and he's looking down on us, probably just making fun of us crying, I don't know. But thank you all so much. My dad was a wonderful man and truly deserved this.
Thank you so much, Laura. David Howell is definitely an ambassador that had a lasting impact on the Chamber, and we appreciate all of his work. To continue with the awards part of our program, we would like to recognize Tasha Weary from Building Bridges to Careers.